They just say like, "I'll put it all in God's hands." Basically, everything's going to be sorted out instead of taking action.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of have a problem with that in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about like prosperity gospel.
But I do think God works not through miracles, it's like through people and through actions and stuff. The most like powerful thing with religion is actually the belief that it gives you in yourself.
But when you know God for yourself, you don't need to pay anyone to know God for you.
No, random question though. Do you guys think like your parents have vices? Because that's something that I used to think about. Like, because like growing up, you feel like your parents are like perfect almost. But then I guess as you start to get older, you start to see that they have flaws. But I don't know if they really have vices.
No, I think they still do. I think.
What does that look like?
Is religion a vice? Is religion a vice?
Don't even get
Genuinely,
naturally.
because
I think it could be.
You know what?
used
I
as a
kind of
vice.
see that. I feel like, with some aunties, they sort of use church to escape from their like everyday problems. For example, I feel like some aunties, they might be having problems in their marriage or problems in their financial situation, and they use church as like a cope, in a way. Especially with certain churches that are like, I don't know if you guys know about the prosperity gospel, where they're just saying
that's a new one. It's a new meth.
Oh, you know about
It's a new man.
Fairs.
It's a new meth.
Is it?
What is it?
No,
No, it's been around for time, bro. It's been
What,
around
like
for years.
yeah.
But now, because of social media and
Who
everything.
is that the same?
Pardon?
Is it that one?
Oh, that's SPAC Nation.
Oh,
That technically is that
is that
prosperity gospel?
similar?
Kind of. Well,
It's kind of like an extreme version of that.
So it's
I don't
basically,
even know much
it's
about
basically
SPAC.
when...
I thought SPAC
pastors-
Nation was the extreme one, so it's more extreme than SPAC Nation. In terms of what, like people getting like loans out and all that type of stuff.
It's basically telling people like, if you come to God, you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
like
he
instead
will
of
solve
doing
all
real
your
things,
problems.
Yeah.
instead of doing real things in the world to like sort out your issues, like just come to church, pray, and like tithe, like give to the church, and then you're going to be more.
Is
like,
it overly
prosperous.
excessive given? To
Yeah. They emphasize more on like giving
emphasizing
and, you know.
to the church, right?
Or like give and it'll come back to you, kind of thing. But
It's not even. I don't even think they're always just asking like you to give and that will happen. Sometimes I think it's just like they just say like, "I'll just trust, like put it all in God's hands." Like just trust in God and like basically everything's going to be sorted
instead
out.
of like taking action, basically.
Instead of taking action.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of have a problem with that in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about like prosperity gospel, but
Honestly, know God for yourself. When you know God for yourself, you don't need to pay anyone to know God for you. That's how I look to it.
interesting.
Yeah. I think in the way you've explained this church, I think in my head it's sounding like a bit of a vice, because like you said, it's like you're running away from something, you're not facing your problems head on. And I do believe in God, but I do think God works not through like miracles necessarily, but through people and through actions and stuff. And I think the most like powerful thing with religion is actually the belief that it gives you in yourself, not necessarily like you waiting for something to happen for you.
Would you guys say you have a similar thought?
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
So you feel like, so the way God works is like, it's like 50-50. Like you have to do your bit, but then he has to do
I
his
think-
bit as well.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I mean, to me, it's just logical. Like, I don't think you can be like too spiritual, and then I don't think you can be too like by yourself or like doing your own thing. I think it's like a mix of both. But I think what a lot of like these like cultural churches do is like just trust in God, just do this, or it is well, or like just like put it in God's hands kind of thing, which I do understand, but like you still need to do something, like you still need to make an effort. Otherwise you're just not really going to see a change. And I think God would like want you to do something as well as trust in him, not just like trust in him and like put your feet up.
Interesting. I find that very complicated, the logic behind that. But I'm not going to get into that because I'll probably get cancelled.
There's another.
Wait, what do you mean? No, but what you're saying is, what do you like? What part of it?
Just to lightly touch on it, what I find confusing is that, and this is why I think the prosperity gospel is even a thing, or you even have like more extreme versions like SPAC Nation, even though I don't really know how they work. But you have versions where it's like, don't do anything, just pray and believe. It's because I think technically there is evidence in like some of these religious texts that would suggest that is how it works. I think there's
No, okay.
I think it just gets a bit. I think this is why religion has always been a complicated thing, because there are parts of whatever book you're reading that can argue both cases, and I feel like that's where it gets a bit complicated.
I think the problem is a lot of people do not want to know God for themselves, so they rely on the pastor to tell them about the Bible and everything, instead of it to actually go sit down and read it for yourself, rather than waiting on a Sunday or Bible study to wait for a pastor to tell you, oh, in the Bible it said, and you will take it whatever way it's saying it, and you might misinterpret what it's trying to say, but you can't ask him, oh, on a Sunday, how many of you can put your hands up on a Sunday service and be like, oh, pastor, what do you mean by that? Barely anyone can do that. And it's like the way you interpret what he's saying is the way you're going to take it. And if it says, oh, in the Bible, David waited 100 years for it to come, and he's not going to tell you, oh, David was prayed. He's not going to say that, but he just told you David waited for 100, and you'd be like, oh, flip. Okay, let me wait for 10 years and not do anything and pray to God. Maybe he's going to do something. And it's just about the way people interpret the Bible, and just learn the Bible for yourself. Do not wait for Sunday service for a pastor to actually teach you about the Bible, because you might interpret what he's saying.
I hear that.
It's a fair point, but I think like if you're like new to Christ or anything, then you don't really have any other choice than to like try and go to church and try and hear like what the pastor's saying. Like I get what you mean by know God for yourself, but if you're just starting out, I guess like that will be the first step that you take to even trying to know what God's about, or like immersing yourself in a church to find out more about Christ, like find other people that know Christ. Like I guess that's what you do.
But at the same time, you're taking that information, but you're also going back to do your assignment to like, is this guy saying right? If not, if you don't do that, you're basically taking in what another man is saying, and you don't know if what he's saying is right or wrong. That's why a lot of us, I'm not sure about you guys, but a lot of us don't really go to church like that, because like you've been hearing this, we didn't spend our time learning about the word of God ourselves. We're just taking what a pastor take, and it's like, and as you get older, you start questioning a lot of things, and it's like, oh, what this guy is saying does not make sense. Like, why am I even going to church? And it's like, yeah, you just feel like, oh, it's pointless going to church. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I?
No, I get where you're coming from. I actually think it links to sort of like something that people have identified as a problem of our generation, where basically our generation's kind of like abandon religion as a means of like
heathens punching.
But yeah, basically there's a problem, like, well, not a problem, but people have noticed that in this generation we don't rely on religion and God as much as we used to in the past. There's mixed opinions on whether that's good or bad. If you like this episode, we're going to be doing more things like this. We're going to be talking about like philosophical concepts, trying to apply them to modern day situations. If that's the kind of stuff you want to be seeing, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all of that stuff. Also, there's going to be a link in the description to a community I'm starting. It's a new online community where you guys can talk about conversations like this. Might even do live video calls as well. If that's something you're interested in, check that out as well. First of all, would you guys agree with that? Like, people don't believe as much or rely on religion to solve their problems as much.
I'm in the middle. 50-50.
Okay, interesting.
Why isn't do I believe that myself, or do I like agree with the stats? Like, I haven't seen the stats.
Oh no, is that something you feel like you've noticed, like growing up?
I would say yeah. Compared to like the older generation, aunties, parents, I would say people that I know our age, not nearly as religious.
Okay, interesting.
I saw a post that was like suggesting the opposite of that. I don't know, like,
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, from the Church of England or something like that.
I don't know the facts or like the sources behind that, but they were saying that like this generation is coming like to
they're going
more, or, like,
I think that is a recent thing. So I think what happened was there was a point where, because of advances in like technology, science, and all of that, people didn't feel like religion was as important. But now what we're facing is a meaning crisis, because there was a void left, and like there wasn't really anything to fill the void. So now people are kind of going back to religion. But to bring this back to like something that's relevant to us, Do you guys kind of get why people might not want to rely on religion as much in today's society?
Honestly, I've been asking myself this question, and yes, I understand why a lot of people. Yes, I get it because, and at the same time, no.
That's fair.
So the reason I get it because honestly, are you gonna post this?
I might. But
Nah,
yeah.
I'd rather not say what I'm gonna say.
He might. He isn't gonna post it. He's gonna post it.
Okay,
Safe space.
no, I'm
bro.
good. I'm good. I'm
said
good. I'm good.
You don't want to say?
Nah.
Nah, cool. Does anyone
Wait,
want
say
to
the
answer
question
that? Do you get why people in today's generation, in the current society we're in, don't want to rely on religion as much anymore?
I think.
Or do you feel like it's a bit foolish?
No, I do get it. I think from like I'll talk from like my perspective a little bit.
Finally.
But
Let's hear it.
I think, like with what you said about like the meaning crisis, I think with that void came a lot of like all this like self-improvement, self-help, and I guess around like on that theme, a lot of people want to sort out the issues for themselves. Like they want to like get in the gym, fix the, get their health right, sort their mental health out. So I think that kind of creates an environment where you learn to like rely on yourself to fix your problems, and you want to kind of be like independent, self-reliant. So the idea of like put your trust in God and don't rely on yourself, that kind of spins you a little bit. Yeah, so I think that's kind of why. Well, I think with men as well, like you kind of want to fix your problems yourself. You just kind of want to get to it. But the
This is
idea,
why less men go to church. I think.
yeah. I think that is why. The idea of like putting your trust entirely in someone else is like a bit risky, a bit vulnerable. But yeah,
Also, I mean, we have like a lot more information these days as well. We can type up on YouTube how to solve most of the problems that we face. We don't have to just sort of sit there waiting for someone else to come and solve it for us. So
yeah.
maybe that's a factor as well.
Fizz. So when you have a problem, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you're trying to solve that problem? Do you feel like, oh, let me pray about it, or do you feel like, no, I need to do something about this?
Say prayer is maybe third. Maybe third.
That's not
It's good.
maybe less.
Maybe third, maybe fourth.
What's 1 and 2?
I would say 1 is brainstorm. What can I do? What can I do about it to solve it? 2, probably internet, and then 3 is probably friends and
Like
circle
advice.
for advice, and then 4 is probably religion. Maybe sometimes parents first and then religion.
Interesting.
Maybe.
What about you guys?
I think it's sort of the same as well.
Yes.
Religion is probably at the I don't think. No, actually, depend. Actually, if it's something like business or work, I'll do it myself. But if it's something like really
Yeah, I
deep,
think the problem.
if it's something like emotional and like, oh shit, I don't know what. Because I'm 24, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. It's like, okay, I'm going to God, bro. Like,
So do you feel like we just go to God when the problem's too big for us and we don't know how to handle it?
yeah. Because honestly, I was deep in thinking about this last week because something happened. I'm like, the last time I've read my Bible, it's been a while, bro. This guy might look at me different. Like, what you? And it's like, yeah. And I just had to go to him because I was like, my strength was not doing the work. I try to think of ways to like get out of it, but I just had to like, God, please, I actually need you right now. So yeah.
Fizz. Would you say that's a similar order for you? Like going to God is like the third thing you'll try when you're getting a problem?
Yeah. Like, if it gets, I think like I agree with what you said about it depends on the type of problem. I think certain issues I'm able to like brainstorm or find a solution, whether it's through like my circle, or just like figuring stuff out or keeping on trying. But I think if it's something I really can't find my way out of and is a bit deeper or is a bit like I'm just like lost, then I think that's when I start getting to like thinking about praying about it. I don't necessarily think that's right or good, but imperfect.
I think on top of praying, I think I might pray, but I think what I might do that's a bit more practical when it comes to religion is maybe like read the Quran and see if I can find like some sort of advice, like religious advice from the book rather than like waiting for it to come to me. If that makes sense.
And
I
then
think
you
that's
take
my
action based on that advice.
Yeah, like if I feel like it's something that I can't make a decision on myself, or that I'm talking to people and I still can't make a decision, I think I'll read the book first, see what that says I should do, and while I'm doing that, also pray to sort of maybe help that decision to come faster.
Interesting.
But then you think, so I'm guessing you're a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So, look, I'm a Christian, so.
Sorry about that. Let's just take 1 second. So the lights will just shut off. I think it's the radiator I've got on behind you.
That's alright. Thank God heard us.
Yeah, it's not feeling my thing. It's not feeling my own.
Yeah.
I actually like this conversation. It makes sense.
It's a bit deep.
Yeah, I can't lie. I thought you were gonna switch like to something else.
Yeah, no, there's a point I was like, should I stop and switch? But I wasn't too
Kinda
sure.
like flowing. And
Yeah, 'cause I don't want to interrupt the flow because then we'd have to start again to build it back up.
I don't know if I'm going to get these lights back on. I think there's maybe been a power surge or something.
Oh, okay.
But it is.
It's almost 8, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
got
it's
a,
basically,
Yeah. Are the cameras still recording?
We're still rolling. Yeah. Do you want to?
I might do a closing statement. Guys, as you can see,
Say-
we're having some technical difficulties. I think God wasn't too happy with the conversation we're having.
Don't blame.
Yeah, so you might have to catch in the next episode. If you like this episode, we're going to be doing more things like this. We're going to be talking about like philosophical concepts, trying to apply them to modern day situations. If that's the kind of stuff you want to be seeing, make sure to like, comment, subscribe and all of that stuff. Also, there's going to be a link in the description to a community I'm starting. It's a new online community where you guys can talk about conversations like this. Might even do live video calls as well. If that's something you're interested in, check that out as well. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the vid. See you in the next one. Peace.